Alright, so I want to do some security. It's kind of an add-on to some previous work in another class. So let's take a look at this. Let's say X wants to send a message to Y. I'm going to do some abbreviation here. X has a private and a public key pair. Okay. Y would also have a private and a public key pair. Okay. So what's important about this is when you encrypt, if you encrypt with one, you can decrypt with the other. Encrypt with one, decrypt with the other. So, for example, if X wants to send some data to Y and they want it encrypted, here's what can happen. Y can share their public address, right? So Y's public address could be shared with X, and then X could encrypt the data going to Y, and then Y is the only one that can decrypt it because this is the only key that can decrypt it. Okay? So that takes care of one big part. The data can be sent and we can be guaranteed confidentiality, in the sense that nobody can look at the data and only Y can decrypt the data. Now if Y wants to make sure the data came from X, okay, what X could do, X could take its public key and share it with Y. Okay, so now Y has X public key. Then X could, actually it's kind of a funny process how they might do it. X could hash the data that's going across. Okay. And then it could encrypt. It could add some information, to the data and hash it however you want to do that. And then they could encrypt the data. He could encrypt it, he or she could encrypt this with his private key, okay, and send it across. So this is the other data going across. And this would be like a digital signature. I'll abbreviate. Now when it gets on the other end, Y can decrypt it because they have the public key. Right? It would have to match because this is the only private key that could encrypt it. So they can decrypt it. Okay, now they have this decrypted. And they have the message, so they could hash the message and then compare the two. If they match, it actually does two things. The data couldn't have changed because the hashes match. And it had to come from X because X was the only one that could have used a private key to send it across. There you go. And then the next step would be to talk about Diffie-Hellman, a way to create both of these using technology so that you can actually buy something from Amazon and have this process take place. Because they can create a private public key pair without having to exchange anything. That's it.